नमामि शंकराचार्य गुरुपाद सरोरुहं यस्य प्रसादान् मूढोऽपि सर्वज्ञोः सदा भवम् कामाक्षी करुणारूपं कामकोटिजगद्गुरुं चिन्मूर्तिं कलये चित्ते शंकराचार्यमव्ययम् वेद वेदांत साम्राज्य धर्म कामार्थ मोक्षदं विद्यारण्यं नुमः पुण्यं यो विद्यारण्यमच्छनत् सदाशिवश्री ब्रह्मेन्द्र धृतस्वपदपादुकान् धीरान् परशुरेन्द्रार्यां ध्यायामि सततं हृदि अपार करुणा सिन्धुं ज्ञानतं शान्तरूपिणं श्री चंद्रशेखर गुरुं प्रणमामि मुदान्महं देवे देहे च देशे च भक्त्यारोग्य सुखप्रदं बुध पामर सेव्यन्तं श्री जयेन्द्रं नमाम्यहं नमामि शंकरान्वाख्य विजयेन्द्र सरस्वतीं श्री गुरुं शिष्टमार्गानुनेतारं सन्मतिप्रदं सदाशिवसमारम्भां शंकराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. This year marks the 2500th Aradhana of Shri Shankara Bhagavatpāda, who was born 2532 years ago, and in a short lifespan, in a physical short span, he ensured the perpetuation of the Sanatana Dharma, and in the end came to Kanchipuram, ascended the Sarvagya Peetham, and attained Siddhi in the Sannidhi of Devi Kamakshi. And starting on that occasion, we are continuing the Anusandhana of the original Pramana texts of Shri Shankara Charitram. We have done the Anusandhana of Markandeya Samhita, of even Shivarahasyam, and starting last Ekadashi, the previous Shukla Paksha Ekadashi, so Ashadha Shukla Ekadashi, and also Budhanuradha Punyakala, on which the 70th Jagadguru Shankaracharya of our Sri Kanchi Kamakoti Maulamna Sarogya Peetham, Srimad Shankara Vijayam Saraswati Shri Sharma, completed his Rameshwara Prayagaraja Kashi Tirtha Yatra by coming back to Rameshwaram and with his own divine hands performing Abhisheka to the Ramanatha Swami by the Ganga Jala taken last year on the same Ashadha Ekadashi at Prayagraj. So starting on that auspicious occasion, we have, with the prarthana of examining the original Shankara Vijaya text, what is there actually said in the text. Lots of versions are there being spread, lots of upanyasas are being conducted, but examining the original text is very important to get authentic information. So with that prarthana, to get that authentic knowledge from the original text, we have begun this prayatram, and we have started upon examining the Anandagiriya Shankara Vijaya, which was composed by one Anandagiri, who identifies himself as the direct disciple of Shri Shankara Bhagavatpāda, and in which he is presented as just like a Shastra Grantha, the various vadas that Bhagavatpāda conducted with various scholars, and also lots of Charitrika details. Of course, not all Charitrika details are present in all texts, but whatever is there in the text, let us examine, is our goal. So this is the third session of doing this Anusandharam. So far, in the first Prakarana, the first Adhyaya called Prakarana here, he has given the chapter summary alone of what is about to come in the upcoming chapters. And in the second chapter, second Prakarana, he has started describing the situation due to the Kali Yuga. After 2000 years of Kali Yuga had passed, what kind of Dusthiti was there. And Narada, even though normally we assume that Narada is Kalahapriya, what good he did for the Loka, whatever he does is for the Loka Kshema only. And he went to Brahma and submitted in front of him the situation of the world as he saw it. And based on that, Brahma has taken the matter, he thought over further and taken the matter to Sakshat Parameshwara. And he has submitted that Karta Tamisha Jagatam Mama Keshavasya Tejojuk Anta Samaye Layakartra Bhavat Tasmad Bhuvi Prabala Kutsita Durmatanam Nashaya Chintaya Samuddhara Veda Margam. So, O Parameshwara, You are the creator of the world. You are normally say it is surprising because Brahma is himself considered to be the creator of the world. But what Brahma says is that here Parameshwara Shiva is presented as the Mulakarta, and he has permeated the hearts of both Brahma and Vishnu to perform the various tasks of creation and the preservation of the world. So that is how it is presented here. Mama Keshavasya Tejo Yuk. You are the one who, through his effulgence, through his tejas, you have entered into our hearts of myself and of Vishnu. And you are the one who causes the world, the dissolution of the world. So you are Sarveshwara. So simply to put, Sarveshwara is not just in the form of Shiva, but in the capacity of being capable of the Srishti Sthiti Samhara of the entire world. In which case, here, the world which you have created through me is undergoing a very difficult phase. So you have to think how to uh, put an end to the durmatas and to ensure the punaruddharana of the Veda Marga, because Veda is the Upadesha which has been given to the world for its own kshema. So, once iti Brahmana prastutaha Shri Parameshwaraha Santushtantaranga San Idamuvacha. Once Brahma submitted that to Parameshwara, Parameshwara was very happy and he said, Santushtantaranga. Why? Because Brahma is appointed as a Lokapala. So you should not think that my job is only to create the world and after that I can do Veda Parayana and everything will be fine. He has to monitor whatever the Yogakshema of the Prajas or the living beings who are brought into this world. And he has to ensure that the living beings are in the proper dharmic path, or whether any problematic people, even though some people are trying to follow the dharmic path, others are trying to cause trouble to them. All these things they have to monitor and they have to safeguard the interests of the prajas who are there in the world. So, because Brahma is acting responsibly by bringing this problem to his attention, Parameshwara was very, very happy. It is not that if you take a problem to somebody who is in such a position, they will immediately get angry, because it is their duty. Why Parameshwara has caused this world to be created? For people to experience their karmas and do Atmodharana and attain moksha. In which case, whatever problems are there in the proper functioning have to definitely be taken to the attention of Parameshwara. So, Santushtantarangasan Idamuvacha. Parameshwara was very happy and he said, Brahman yatha sukham gacha santushtosmi tapoktibihi. I'm happy by your submission. Shankaracharya Ramnaho Sambhavami Mahitale. So, as mentioned earlier, the Shiva Rahasya, another an Itihasa Grantha, also very clearly gives the charitra of Shri Shankara Bhagavatpāda, in which Parameshwara himself says, Kerale Shasalagrami Viprapatnyam Madamsajaha Bhavishyati Mahapragyaha Shankarakhyo Dvijotamaha. Out of my Amsha, a great scholar by name Shankara will be born, is what Parameshwara has said in the Shiva Rahasya, and the same thing is being mirrored here. Shankaracharya Namnaham Sambhavami Mahitale Yadhitam Tava Vishnoscha Tadeva Sthapayamyaham Mama Bhukta Vubhau Yasmat Satyam Nanyat Vichantaya. Both of you are my devotees. So saying this, one may get angry. How can you call Vishnu Shiva's devotee? But this is Advaita Siddhanta. Later on, lots of prakarnas will be showing how much sneha, even if you come to the Vyavaharika Prapancha and say that Shiva and Vishnu are different, but even then, both of them are very much Preeti Yukta towards one another, towards each other. And so here, but because the Grantha is a Shiva Paragrantha, Shiva is presented as the Mulakarta. So he says that both of you, and also Bhakti doesn't necessarily mean submission. That is, of course, for us, definitely Bhakti is definitely involved with Bhakti with humility. And also, another thing you can say that even those who are mutually friends, when they have the quality of humility in themselves, even when speaking to friends, they will act with the same humility. So humility is not an artificial construct to be practiced, especially as a part of one particular kind of bhakti. Any kind of bhakti will automatically involve that vinaya. So mama bhakta bhau yasmat sattasmin parama prema rupa. The preeti, parama prema, is the key factor in the bhakti. And yadhitam tava vishnoscha. So whatever is hita for you and Vishnu, What is Hita for Brahma and Vishnu? What is Brahma asking for himself here? Absolutely nothing. He is asking for Parameshwara. He is merely submitting. He is not even, he only says Samuddhara Veda Marga. For that purpose, he says Durmatanam Nashaya Chantai. So there is no vested interest for Brahma in this particular thing, particular matter. So he is only thinking for the Lokakshema, and the Lokakshema is what is Hita for Brahma as well as for Vishnu. So I promise you this, don't think otherwise. Don't worry. Mad Vibhudir Haristvancha Indradhyashtadgishwaraha Vasamoshtau Dwadasharka Gandharvashta Marudganaha. Both you and Vishnu, as far as Indra and all the other Dikpalakas, you are all my Vibhutis, expressions of my Aishwarya. Vasava Ashtau Vasavaha, Ekadasha Rudraha is not explicitly mentioned here, but by Sandamsha Nyaya, when you have that Sandasha pair of tongues and you catch not only this piece and the other piece, but whatever is in between will also come. So Ekadasha Rudraha and Dwadasha Adityaha are explicitly mentioned. Gandharvashta Marudganaha, all the Gandharvas, the Maruts, all the other various Devata Bhedas, Yakshas, Siddhas, Tatha, Sadhyaha, Garuda, Pannagadeyaha, who are Siddhas, Sadhyas, Yakshas, there are various kinds of Devatas, Garudas. We know of one Garuda, who is the Vahana of Vishnu, but whoever are there in the Garuda Loka along with him are the other sons of Venata, we can say, and the sons of Kadru, the Pannagas, the Nagas. And Kivaktra Bahunoktena Sarvanchedam Characharam Madamshabheda Sanjatam Laje Madhye Baliyate. Not necessary to be very explicit and going into too much detail. Whatever is there here, Chara and Achara. Whatever moves, whatever does not move. So everything is Madamsha Bheda Sanjatam, born out of my amshas, my aspects or parts. Now, we can't part in the sense, part is not a very good word, but anyway, a section, whatever section, part, everything implies that the Vastu itself has been divided up. By aspect is another word, but amsha is the actual Sanskrita word which cannot be entirely translated. Anyway, so laye magyeva liyate, because it is born from Madamsha, and when it undergoes pralaya, dissolution, it also goes back into my form only. Magyeva liyate. Aham ekaha aksharah karta dhruva shashvata evacha. I am the only indestructible tattva here. Karta, I am the creator. Dhruva shashvata evacha. Normally we think dhruva and shashvata both mean the same. But here we can make a difference between the two by saying that because in the Sankhya Siddhanta, they postulate one particular concept called pradhana, or otherwise known as prakriti, which is made of the three gunas, which is jada, and it is also permanent. It is also nitya. But it is not dhruva in the sense that it keeps changing. In the Srishtikala, whatever all these sattva, rajastama, gunas, sukha, dukkha, everything that we are seeing, it keeps changing. Right? So dhruvaha shashvata evacha. But here Parameshwara says that I am both dhruva and also shashvata. So not only am I permanent, but I am also unchanging. So that extra sense we can get from the usage of the two separate words. Atma guhashaya sarva vedartha pranavat praha. I am the Atma, I am the form of the self of everything that exists. And guhashaya, the one, yo veda nihitam guhayam, guhashayam, guhahitam purushayam purusham ikshate. Whatever is there in the guha, the cave of the heart, that is where I dwell. Sarva vedarthaha, sarve veda yatpadamavananti, the import of all the Vedas, pranavat paraha, pranavatitah, the one who is beyond the pranava. Tasmad sarveshu kaleshu maham advaitam upashraya. So Parameshwara says, this is a surprising thing. Even in the Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna says, oh, I don't want to hit my grandfather, my uncles, and my brothers, cousins, whatnot. But what does Krishna do? He teaches him the Atma Vidya. What he sees, he should actually teach him that no, this he could have very easily finished up the Bhagavad Gita by saying, no, this is Kshatriya Dharma. See, in Manusmriti, this chapter, this is the Kshatriya Dharma. Your Dharma is to do fight, over. So we don't need 700 shlokas of 18 chapters of Bhagavad Gita. But why does he do the Tattvapadesha? Because until and otherwise you realize what is the, at least intellectually, what is the Paratattva, you will not know that this is what you have to follow your Swadharma, your Varnashrama Dharma to attain that Jnana. So for that purpose, this overarching for the vision, this tattva keeps needing to be repeated. So what does Parameshwara says? Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu. He said, already at the beginning itself, he has said, you go back to your world, don't worry. But maybe he feels that Brahma will keep worrying. So he says, don't worry. How not to worry? Mam Advaitam Upashraya. So you can have two meanings for this particular sentence. Mam Advaitam Upashraya. We can say that Mam and Advaitam are referring to the same thing. Mam here means Parameshwara, and Parameshwara is of the nature of Advaita. Advaita is not like it's a concept. It's an opinion. It is a mata. A mata means his opinion. You say Shri Shankara Bhagavatpāda's opinion is Advaita. No, that is not the fact. That is neither not Shankara Bhagavatpāda's newly evolved opinion, because Bhagavatpāda keeps saying, Iti Aupanishadam Darisanam Brahmavidam Matam. That is what he keeps saying. So he says that I am only re-establishing or explicitly bringing out what is there in the Upanishads and what the great sages of yore have said. I am not evolving this new Siddhanta. One. Another thing is that it is not just a thought. It is not just a way of thinking or a philosophy, Advaita philosophy. That's a very superficial way of understanding what Advaita is. Advaita means Sarvam Brahmamaya. Advaita is of the nature of that single Paravastu, which is of the nature of which permeates everything. So Advaita is a Padartha. Advaita is not just a concept. Advaita is a Vastu. What kind of a Vastu? It is the Brahma Vastu. Advaita, the word Advaita itself, because that which does not have the duality, means that there is only one Vastu. And this is not just a concept. It is that Vastu which is non-dual. So Parameshwara says, I am that non-dual Vastu. And Upashraya, Mam Upashraya. Normally we translate this word Upashraya as seek refuge in me. But in the Saguna Avastha, yes, because we see that Parameshwara is God, to use a very loose English translation. He is God, and so I am submitting myself to him because I am a devotee and he is Bhagavan. That's a better word. Coming back to our Bharatiya Shabdas. So that is one sthula meaning, superficial meaning of Upashraya. But when you take the other meaning, another interpretation of this sentence, Mam Advaitam Upashraya. Advaita here we can take it as a Kriya Visheshana, it as an adjective, or maybe in English we should call it an adverb. Upashraya, Kriya Visheshana, it applies to Upashraya and not to Mam. Both meanings you can take actually, but I'm just trying to bring out what are all the possible interpretations as it occurs to me. So, take refuge in me as Advaita. In what sense? Meaning, take refuge in me by becoming myself. Because Anyoham Asmita Nasaveda is the Advaita Darshana, which is being Upadishta by all the Upanishads. Consider that yourself and the Bhagavan are not two different things. You are the same Bhagavan whose Upasana you are doing. That Paratattva, that Satchidananda Swarupa, you are that. Is the Upadesha, is the Mahavakya Upadesha that we very well know. That Anusandhana, Swaswarupa Anusandhanam Bhakti Ityabhidiyate, is what Acharya says in the Vegachudam. So, Advaitam Yatha Bhavati Tatha Mam Upashraya. Take refuge in me as your own self. What does that mean? Then if you are your own self, then you cannot take, I will take care of myself. We say that, yes, but I will protect myself. Meaning what? I will be careful so that nothing causes harm to me. That is what we normally say in the Laukika Vyavahara. But here, the intent is once a sadhaka, he meditates upon the Paradevata as himself. Paradevata is not just a word from Sri Vidya, but it's also in Brahma Vidya also. And in the end, both are the same. So, when he meditates upon that Paradevata as his own form, then that is Abhayam. Abhayam Pratishtham Vindate. So, that is the salvation, that is the medicine for even the Samsarika Tapatrayas. Even in the Samsarika, not only at the stage of moksha, but even in the Samsarika Loka Vyavahara also, meditate upon me as Advaita. And Sadashiva Brahmayendra in his Guru Ratnamala in the Mangala Shloka itself says, Param Anandavajam Padam Shrayayam. I seek refuge in, or I resort to, or I become one with. In the end, both are the same, the Parabrahman. So, iti sambodhito Brahma pranipatya Maheshwaram, having thus instructed by Parameshwara, pranipatya, after doing namaskara, saganaf prapalokam swam tadagyam hridi samsmaran. He, along with all his retinue, he went back to his loka by remembering the ajna, the instructions of Parameshwara. At that time, so now the scene shifts to the Bhuloka, Kalatyakhe Gramavarye Keralanam Alankrite, Alankratam. So you can take it as a Bhavaktanta or a Akarmakatvat Kartarinistha. Though normally Keralan Alankaroti, so then we can't take it as an Akarmakadhatu. But the Alankara is what is something that is effulgent, something that shines beauteously. So, Kaladi, whoever has heard of any other village or not heard of another village in Kerala, everybody who knows Shankara Bhagavatpāda, almost they know Kaladi because it is the birthplace of Bhagavatpāda. The Grama Varya, the excellent Grama, what other Grama had this Bhagyam to be the birthplace of Bhagavatpāda. So, Kalatyakhe Grama Varye Kerala Ram Alankrite. He who was that Grama, which was the Bhushana, the Alankara of the Kerala Desha itself, and in that place, Vidyadhi Rajatanayaha Pragya Shivaguru Bhapau. A person by name Shivaguru was the son of one Vidyadhi Raja, was there resplendent, Bhapau, Prakashate Sma. Pragya, he was not only a scholar, he was a good scholar in the sense of not only good in scholarship, but also in his qualities, in his guna. So, and he was also known by the name of Shiva Guru, because Guru is Matraman, Pitraman, Acharyavan, Bruya. The Upanishad Vakya shows that Mata is the first Guru, Pita is the another next Guru, then Acharya. Because after Mata shows a child to Pita, and then both of them take the child to the other Vidyacharya, if somebody else is going to teach something else. So, Guru is a term which directly applies to a Mata and also a Pita also. So, here this person, he is going to be the Guru, the Pita of Shiva himself, who has taken avatara as Shankara Bhagavatpāda. And he was also, even his father, that is the grandfather of Shri Shankara Bhagavatpāda, was by name Vidyadhi Raja. He was a great scholar, Vidyadhi Raja Tanayaha. So, in such a suitable Vamsha, Bhagavatpāda Sadashiva Shambho Lokanugraha Tatparaha Tapo Mahimna Tatpatnyam Pravivesha Satedasa. In that, to the Dharmapatni of that Shiva Guru, Sadashiva Shambho, the ever Mangalaswara, Sada Mangalaswarupi Parameshwara, was the Shambhu at the foot of the Negrodha Vriksha, Vata Vriksha in the Kailasa Parvata. He wanted to do Anugraha for the Loka, so he came and Prabhivesha Swatedsa, with his Amsha, with his Prakasha, with his Tejas Swarupa, he entered the Garbha of that lady, the Dharmapatni of Shivaguru, Tapo Mahimna. So, the Veda, it says, see, eating, sleeping, begetting progeny, this is something that is common to all living beings, not only humans. Ashwadibishcha Visheshat is what the Brahma Sutrakara Vyasacharya says, and Bhagavatpāda very clearly says, Panditaram, even those who may be great scholars in these matters, they are also physical, normal physical existence, they also eat, they also sleep, they also fear whatever they perceive as a danger, and they also beget progeny. So what is special? So tapo mahimna, so yesha hatvai jayate, yes tapasodhi jayate. Oh, once even our Dharma Shastra, our Sanatana Dharma shows even the act of begetting progeny as a great dharma, as a karmanushthan. Yesham lokaram santati, for by the perpetuation of this loka. Evam santata hime loka. Otherwise, if dharmic people do not beget progeny, only adharmic people beget lots and lots of progeny, then who is going to save the dharma? Evam santata hime loka is what Aitareya Upanishad says. This is how, because by begetting progeny is how evam pravartitam chakram, the dharma chakra has to be continued to be rotated. By whom? The people, the progeny of the Vamshasthas, of those who are dharmic. So that is also considered as a great dharma. And for begetting uttama praja, lots of anushthanas are said in the shastras. So tapo mahimna, as and when the anusthana, the prarthana, the daivanugraha for begetting progeny increases, based on that the greater the child is born. Even for Dasharatha, he says that lalapyamanasya putrartham nasti me sukham, and he did lots of anushtanas, he did Ashwamedha, he did Putrakameshti, and same Shivaguru and Aryamba also had their child Santana Prapti was delayed. But not only in the case of that, whoever, even a normal Dampati, for begetting a Sat Santana, the Sat Anushtanas, Sat Prarthana has to definitely be there. So Tapo Mahimna, and here the name of Aryamba is also not mentioned in this text. Whatever is there, the Tat Tvatyam, it is Sadadhara Sati Garbham, that Pativrata, the Sati. Sometimes we explain, because when one has extreme respect for somebody, you do not mention the person's name explicitly. Sadadhara Sati Garbham, Sa Sati, that Pativrata, she bore that Garbha, Aditya Samatejasam. That Garbha, when the Garbha entered her, the Garbha is present within her body, it seems as if a sun is shining from within her. Normally, if something is opaque, nothing will be visible on the other side, but when some excessive prakasha is there, you get some kind of indication, some glow. So that kind of tejas was visible in the form of Aryamba. Aditya, so Aditya Samatejasam, and the Garbha was born, the Shishu was born in a very auspicious occasion. Vijayata Shubhe Kale, Panchocha Graha Sanyute, with 5 grahas in exalted positions as per the Phalita Jyotisha Shastra. Here the year of 2594, Kali Yuga, Nandarnama Samvatsara, Rishabha, Ardra Nakshatra, Vaishakha Shukla Ekadashi, this is not explicitly mentioned here. That Shubhe Kale is not, it is all that is mentioned here. Those details are present in other Shankara Vijaya Granthas and other Pramana Granthas. Anandan Bhashpa Bandhava Sarve Pushpavarashair Divachyutaihi. At that time, there was a fall of flowers from the skies, from the heavens, and all the relatives of Shivaguru and Aryamba were very happy to know that they have finally gotten a child. Shambhor Varamanuprapya Pita Shivaguru Kila Ayusho Hrasvatan Janan Api Novacha Kinchana Sarvagyatwadi Sugunan Shambhuktan Tasya Samsmaran. So here that story about Aryamba and Shivaguru, or even Shivaguru alone, getting the swapna of Parameshwara coming and asking all these things, are not explicitly stated here, but they are implied, because he says that Parameshwara, we know that Parameshwara gave them 2 options: either one child with a short lifespan but who will be a Sarvagya, or 100 children with long lifespans but who will be fools. And of course, they would definitely have thought that there is no use in begetting 100 childs like the Duryodhanadis. So it is better to have a single child who is a great soul. So they have chosen that. And but here, as per this text, it doesn't seem as if Aryamba was also a part of the request. In this text, it says that Shivaguru did not say anything to anybody. Api Novacha Kinchana Ayusho Hrasvatan Jananipi, even though he knew that this child will not live long, because he remembers that Sarvagyatwadi Sugunan Shambhuktan Tasya Samsmaran. He knows that Parmeshwara has said that the child will be a Sarvagya and have so many other great qualities. So let us not talk about, in a happy occasion, why to talk about unnecessary negative aspects. So Shambhor Varam Anuprapya, because he got the Vara, the Anugraha of Parameshwara, Pita, this Shivaguru, he kept silent about this particular aspect. Tejasa tasyati shishoho sutigeho darastitehe naisham tamonuyorate tadadbhutam ivabhavatu. Once the child was born, earlier we said that when the child was in the body of the mother, then the mother was seen to be possessed of some special tejas. And now that the child is born, the prakasha has become much more very evident. And the Sutikagraha is, in the olden days, they used to have, I don't know, maybe even today, very rarely such prasava delivery also happens at home. We're not sure, because mostly in the older days, they used to have people, the old ladies in the village, who used to know all the chikitsas that need to be given to the prasavitri, the lady who is begetting a child. So, but nowadays that skills are absent, so mostly people go to that particular Chikitsalaya, the place where medical help is available anyway. But in the Shastras, they specifically give muhurtas even for Sutika Geha Nirmana, for allocating and for creating a room for the express purpose of delivering a child. For that purpose, they have given muhurta lakshanas. In such kind of a muhurta, you have to create such a room. So that was accorded a special place in our ancient tradition. And the child will remain there, the mother and the child will remain there for a few days, and after the excess stresses of the delivery and all that are reduced, and only then they used to come out and start participating in daily life. That was what it was there in the olden days. So Sutika Griha. So that once the child was born, because of the tejas of the Shishu, the prakasha being which was overflowing, the glow which was coming from that Sotika Griha, because of that, even the nighttime darkness, Naisham Tamon Vivavrite, even the nighttime darkness was dispelled. Tad Adbhutami Bhavat. What kind of surprising thing was this? Sadyah Pushpaphala Kirnaha Tarabas Sarvato Bhavan. All around the trees were filled with blooming flowers, and there were hanging fruits in all the trees all around. Prasayadushcha Dishas Sarvaha Sarinam Vimalam Babhau. All directions were very clear, and water, all the water flows and water bodies were also very clear and transparent. Nakula Hishwa Harina Simha Dantavaladaya Anyonya Vairamutsarja Shemush Samadharaiva. This is a very interesting, surprising verse. Whatever pranis, the animals, are normally known to be very to bear deep enrooted enmity for the other jati. Jati Vairam is what it is called. By birth, the mongoose and the snake are shatrus, are enemies of each other. And Simha Dantavala, the lions and the elephants, we know that one. And the surprising thing is that at least for the mongoose, maybe it has claws by which it can attack the snake, and the snake, of course, has its own fangs. Because the Simha has his own claws and his power, and the Gaja, his body strength itself and his dantas are so powerful. But the final third pair is quite surprising. Shwaharina, dogs and deer. So, what kind of a virodha is there between dogs and deer? Normally, we know that dogs are used for hunting. So even in the olden days, dogs were used Mrigaja Shunaka. So they were used for cornering such game, very fast game, hunting game like deer. And then whoever is the person who is doing the hunt, he will be attacking the deer. That's how it used to be. But that was a one-sided thing. Because of the nature of the Shonaka, of the dog, it is trained to be a hunting dog. But how about the Harina? That is the surprising thing. There is a story which is recorded in the epigraphs of Swami Vidyaranya. Because the Hakabukka, the kings who were being chased by the Dushta Shaktis who were against the Sanatana Dharma, they, when escaping, came to that particular place where the Hampi Virupaksheshwara temple lies today in Karnataka, that Pampa Devi Kshetra on the Tungabhadra river. When he came to that area, he saw something very, very surprising, where a few dogs, hunting dogs, were chasing a hare or a deer, sadhu prani like that. But that sadhu prani, upon coming to that particular location, got some kind of internal spurti, and it turned back, and by his own fierceness, probably the dogs were not able to make head or tail of it. Let me use a pun, because they have tails. Both the chased and the chaser have tails there. They were not able to make head or tails of it, because how do you understand it? When a prani who is, you expect that prani to run away when you chase him, but he turns back and fights. Something's wrong. So then the hare or the deer, it chased away the dogs, the hunting dogs. And upon seeing this, the Raja goes and sees, he was wondering what is this, and he comes upon the tapasvi Swami Vidyaranya who was doing tapas there, and asks him, what is this? I saw this surprising. Then Swami Vidyaranya tells him that you establish your, I know your difficulty, you establish your empire based on this place as your Rajdhani, as your capital. Then you will be able to dispel just like this place. The Mahatmya of this place is like that, that from this place you do the Shastra, you will be able to repel your invaders or those who attack you. So based on that, the great Vijayanagara Samrajya was established. It's the Charitra which is found in the epigraphs. So like that, so Shwa Harina, even there, if at all the Harina thinks, it can also, even deer, sometimes we can say some kinds of deers have very sharp antlers, but that is only for male deers and all those things are that. But anyway, when the person has some innate strength is coming, normally, even in the Udyoga Parva of Mahabharata, people were worried that this Yudhishthira, who is known for being a sadhu, he will say, okay, don't let us not have any conflict with our cousin brothers. Let us give everything. Let us go back to do tapasya or something like that. They were afraid. But at that time, Yudhishthira got some kind of, all Bhagavan Krishna's Sankalpa, was silently watching this from the bylines. And then he gave a very motivational speech to everybody, and everybody was very happy. So anyway, that is the Swabhavika Vaira. For that, these examples are given. Anyonya Vaira. But anyway, what are all these pranis which are having this Jati Vaira? By nature, Jati means by birth. The Virodha Bhava, the enmity towards the other prani, that pairs of animals, Anyonya Vairam Utsarja, they discard all that enmity. How is this? Because the Yoga Sutra says, Tatsannidho Vairatyagaha, Ahimsa Pratisthayam, Tatsannidho Vairatyagaha. When a person who is Parinishtita, he is established in Ahimsa, then all these natural enmities will cease to exist in his presence. Is what the Yoga Sutra says, Shemush Shamadhana, and all these pranis were just like Shamadhanas. Shamadhanas means tapasvis, and all these pranis were very, very peaceful, like those who are meditating, the tapasvis. Janaha Janapadavu Ratat, this because Bhagavatpāda is about to become a Yati Raja, the greatest of tapasvis and the greatest of sannyasis, whose very important dharma is ahimsa. Because of his birth, this is happening. That is what it describes. Janaha Janapadavu Ratat Uttamadhama Madhyamaha Ajata Prekshitam Sarve Tam Suvarna Samojasam. People from all the surroundings, the places around Janaha, Janapadam Vratat, from all the places around, Uttama Adhama Madhyama, not only great souls who might have realized that some great soul is born, some Mahatma is born, they came to see, not only that, but Adhama Madhyamaha also. Some people may simply have even that Adhama, that Raja Prakriti Ranjana, the purchase, the attraction which is there in that tapasvi, that will attract even those, hey, let us just go and see. He might have some innate desire, let us go and have some darshan, but he may not be able to see it outside because he will think, oh, what will my friends say? Hey, you are going and seeing Shankaracharya. So he will hide that. But instead, let's just go and see what kind of things are happening there. But so Adhamaha also, they go there. They came to have some child is born. Hey, what is there? What is special about this child? But they simply want to have some darshan of the child. In the back of their mind, they will hide it. So, but when even the Adhamas are having what to say of the Madhyamas, everybody knows that, oh, in such a great family, a child is born after a long time. So, Tam Suvarna Samojasam, the child which was beautiful like gold, which shone like gold, they wanted to see the child. Striyo Viprashta Shodrashta Bala Vriddhas Tatha Pare, whether they are men or women, whether they are Vaidikas or other Pamaras, Balaha Vriddha, whether they are children or old people. Tam Sujatam Abhiprekshya Shambhurityeva Menire, coming and seeing this beauteous child, they thought this Sakshat Parameshwara is born. Kaura Saugatasya Karat Tatra Kasyadit Jana Samsadi Prabhrashtam Avatad Bhomo Pustakam Tanmatarchitam. This is something that is indicated in other Nimittas also as a Shakuna. When something good happens, whoever has, it is said in the Ramayana that when Sugriva and Rama took the Sakhya, Bhamari Netrani Samanspranti, both Ravana, Sugha, Valis, and Sita Devi's left eyes had a spandana or a flicking, and indicated that for Sita Devi, for ladies, the left side spandana is a Shubha Suchaka, and for Purushas is considered to be Ashubha Suchaka as per the Shakuna Shastra. So for Vali and Ravana, it indicated that they were about to be vanquished. So that kind of a nimitta is mentioned here. Saugatas, as mentioned in those olden days, the Buddhas and Jainas were not sadhus acting very peacefully, but they were acting very in a very aggressive manner, and they were doing in those days they were against the Sanatana Dharma and doing prachara. So that kind of a Saugata who had a book in his hand which was written on which his mata was described, he came he was preaching his mata in the Jana Samsat. At that time, suddenly the book from his hand falls down. These are all Suchakas. Veda Vedanta Vishayaha Vadasu Bhavo Bhavan. People were very interested in doing the Veda Vedanta Vadas discussions. At that time, Vedavyasasya Hridayam Abhishtartha Samudbhavat Praharsha Matulan Lebhe Vinyoga Vidho Viram. So when you say Veda Vedanta, for both matters, Vedavyasa will immediately come to me, because he was the Vedavyasa. He was the person who composed and subdivided the Vedas, and Vedanta, he was the person who did the sutras for the Vedanta Shastra, Uttara Mimamsa Shastra, because it was the Vinyoga Vidho Girang. He knows where the Veda Vakyas have to, the Vinyoga, the application of the Veda Vakyas, how it is to be done. He is the person suited to know that. And he was wondering, I have written the sutras and some people are doing their own vyakyanas because based on the meaning which I had not intended at all. Whether I myself have to go to the Bhuloka or he is a Chiranjeevi, he is always there even now. But he was wondering whether I myself have to go and I have to do an explanation of that. So, but we had the Vyasacharya is Jnana Shakti Avataraya Namo Bhagavato Harehe, and Bhagavatpāda is Parashiva Jnana Avataraha. He is the Jnana Avatara of Shiva, comes to do the bhashya of the Jnana Avatara of the sutras composed by the Jnana Avatara of Vishnu. So he says, okay, my friend is going there. He's taken Avatara as Shankara and he will do the bhashya for my sutra. So Vyasacharya's heart was very, very joyed. Because of that, Praharsha Matulan Lebhi. Tasya Shankara Ityakhyam Chakre Shivaguru Stataha Tasyanvartatvam Alochya Jagariruv Paramarashayaha. When the father placed the name of the child as Shankara, as one who Sham Karoti iti Shankaraha, one who does the Parama Mangala for all the world. The rishis who knew this were very, very happy. They felt that this was an entirely appropriate name for the child for what he is about to do. Dinaiv Paksheshta Masaishta Varasheshta Vavrdhe Sutaha. Over the days, the Pakshas, the fortnights, the months, and the years, the child kept growing. And what the next matter is something that is divided. There are differences of opinion in various Shankara Vijaya Granthas. What it says is Panchavarshasya Varnadi Grahanenasya Dhimataha. Here there is no doubt. Before the 5th year itself, the Pita, the father, Shivaguru, he did the Aksharabhyasa for the child. Varnadi Grahanena Asya Dhimataha. That great Mahapragyaha is what Parameshwara said in the Shiva Rahasya. And for that child of great intellect, what happened? Upanitim akritveva mamara mahitah pita. So the father, here probably Anandagiri, being the direct disciple, having so much abhimana for his guru Shankara Bhagavatpāda, felt that, oh, the father of my guru, who was fortunate enough to beget my guru as his son, it is very sad that he was not able to perform the Upanayana of my guru. Is probably what he wants to say, but he is unable to bring himself to say that very explicitly. He says, Upanitim akritva iva. Iveti mriduktau is what the Shastra Vyakyanas say in some cases. So as if he had not done Upanayana. I mean, like, he did not do Upanayana, but he doesn't want to say that explicitly. So he says that whatever the Aksharabhyasa he has given to his son, it itself is in the place of Upanayana, is probably what he wants to say. Upanitim akritva iva maramahitah pita. That great father of Shri Shankara passed away before he did the Upanayana of Shri Shankara, is what is given in this text. Yet other texts are there which clearly says that Upaniya divangate svatate. He performed the Upanayana, but he did not teach the Veda. For Vedadhyana alone, Shri Shankara went to a Gurukula, is what is there in other texts. So this is what has been received and what we are transmitting. So we are not sure how it is possible to absolutely determine whatever Anandagiri has known or heard, definitely Anandagiri was not present because he was a Turiya Sharma, Shishya of Bhagavatpāda. He was, it's highly unlikely that he was present at the time of Shri Shankara Bhagavatpāda's Aksharabhyasa or possible Upanayana or whatever it is. What he might have heard, he has recorded, or what Shri Anandagiri recorded, or what we have received, we have transmitted. So there are two kinds of versions of this event. Anyway, Tasyaurdhadehikam sadhvi chakaragyatavissamam, the Pativrata, the Aryamba, the Patni of Shivaguru who passed away, she had her relatives conduct the Urdhadehika, the Uttara Samskara, the final rites of Shivaguru. Atha upanajayamasa mata tarayamatmanaha. So this text is very explicit that the mother had her relatives Sadacharavata Gotra Janmaneva Vipashchita. So, through a scholar of her own Gotra, of this Shri Shankara Bhagavatpāda's Gotra, in Sureshwaracharya, in his text, he mentions that Bhagavatpāda was born of the Atreya Gotra. So, Gotra Janmaneva Sadacharavata, a person of good character, who was also a scholar. Through such a person, the mother had the Upanayana performed. Chaturodhi Jago Vedan Panchavebdesa Dhira Dhihi Shastrani Vichasarvani Bhala Eva Vigahata. The fifth year itself, the Panchavaya Brahmavartisakamasya, in the 5th year itself, the Upanayana was done. And that year itself, he learned all the 4 Vedas, because it is not possible for him to spend years together like others to be studying in other avatars. We do not have record in Krishna avatar also. It is said that he completed all the Veda Dhyana and all the Vidyas in very short span of time, because they want to do the avatar karya. So because of that, he Chaturodhi Jago, all 4 Vedas he learned very quickly, and Shastrani Bicha Sarvani, all the Shastras he absorbed, imbibed very quickly as a child itself. Chakara Matri Shushrusha Matimanusha Karma Kirtu. After this, he came back to his mother, and he spent some time in doing the Matra Shushrusha, service to his mother. Atimanusha Karma Kirtu. Later on, he is about to do lots of Atimanusha Karmas, supranormal things. But now he is, as a duty, as to his mother, as a dutiful child, he is performing the seva of his mother. Anandagiri Kritau Gurora Avatara Kathanama Prakaranam Dvitiyam. Thus ends the second Prakaranam of the Anandagiriya Shankara Vijayam with Bhagavad Kripa. We will continue this in later sessions. Hara Hara Shankara, Jai Jai Shankara.